Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Season 4 of Infernal Season Dragon League here at Ascension eSports. Now, this is our first week. I'm Spark, your play-by-play caster, and I'm here with Hupalicious. Hup, how you doing, man?
Doing all right, Spark. Doing all right. Really excited for this season.
Yeah, I am as well. This is the first week we're going to be seeing this new format that we're trying out here. We have the best of 3 rather than the 2 best of 2s we were doing in the past. So now, instead of having a tie, someone's going to be emerging victorious from this game. Another thing to note is that we will be having these LCS 5 ban systems, or 10 ban systems rather, 5 bans per team. So I'm interested to see exactly what's going to be banned here. We see an Aatrox and Shaco ban. Not exactly sure what's going on there. I believe that it's due to a loss of ban from eSubs.
Yes, a lot of subs here in week 1. Unfortunately, a lot of people couldn't make it, schedules not permitting, or people just not showing up. So we're probably going to see a lot of throwaway bans this week.
And that we probably will, but I'm interested to know what they're going to be doing here. We have some pretty well-known players here. We have Gamma Chaos, actually I've seen him quite a couple of times, along with Ariana Grande, previously known as JLC plays, and Keckle. Keckle actually appears to be playing jungle, a departure from his normal mid lane, while JLC is playing mid lane, a departure from his normal jungle, so that should be pretty interesting to see.
On top of it, Ice Storm returning. Haven't seen him around the Ascension community since I believe about Season 2. I don't know if he actually played last season. I did not partake in any way, shape, or form. But he was there for Season 2 and previous Ascension eSports.
Yep, a lot of old faces returning for what is going to be our longest season yet. 9 weeks long in the regular season, along with the 3 weeks of playoffs. So hopefully these teams can develop a lot more cohesion over this longer time period. But for this week 1, we're going to see how they fare. I don't remember whether or not we saw any of these teams in the Infernal preseason tournament. That would have been more of a display of their team cohesion early on, but we do see the Warwick being locked in. Any thoughts, Up?
I mean, Warwick and now seeing a Fiora, both really strong champions. These teams look like they're starting off showing off their backbone champions. Warwick top. I got a feeling that's going to be traded to Keckle, in all honesty. But we see a Shyvana being hovered right now.
I know that Miji is a proponent of the Warwick top. He is very fond of that pick.
He definitely is, that is for sure.
For the time being, we will be seeing the Gragas being locked in, so that's more of a Peely type jungler. But you do have the methods of engagement with the explosive barrel. I'm interested to know what Keckle will pick, because he's been very fond of his Cho'Gath, his Oriannas in the middle lane, but what he picks in the jungle, well, it looks like we'll be saving that for another pick period.
I honestly don't think I can really say much on top of this. I can't tell if that's going to be a Karma mid or a Karma support. But there's definitely going to be a lot of trades for the blue side. Spark, based upon what you know personally from each individual player, how do you think this is going to pan out?
Just from what I know of the players, I'm not really sure. I know that there are a couple of old names on, more old names I've recognized on the blue side than I do on the red side. However, I don't really know terribly much about their playstyles. Looking through the picks right now, though, I think that blue side is picking themselves forming a pretty strong composition overall. But we'll still have to see.
Definitely that obnoxious Karma Caitlyn brutality in the bot lane.
Yep, definitely a very strong lane, something to be reckoned with, but that is an Echo being locked in for Ariana Grande. Possibly could be... No, it couldn't be Flex anyway. No, it's going to be a mid lane Echo. He's going to be looking to be an assassin, get in onto that Caitlyn. See whether or not he's going to be able to pull it off, though.
Well, with a Gragas and a Fiora, they could definitely peel open a way for him to get back there. We will just have to see how that pans out for them in the long run.
Now we will see some more of these bans.
I'm actually, not having seen Ice Storm play in a while, I'm actually really interested in seeing him come back. I like Ice Storm. Playing against him in Season 2 was definitely very, very interesting, to say the least. he provided
Louis.
quite a bit of trouble.
People fear what they cannot
So
understand.
he's definitely a troublemaker. I expect to see good stuff from him. Sorry for my language.
you get one. You get one of those. All right. Now they will just be. We will be seeing a few more target bans towards the positions that have not been picked. Red team actually opting to leave up their AD carry and support should their bot lanes be picked, and the side of the blue team actually leaving up their mid lane and potentially top lane, but it could also be jungle.
I will say this: getting that Karma and Caitlyn as quickly as they did, it's a good strong lane for poking and definitely bullying your enemy. And it's definitely not something that you want your enemy team to have, especially if you don't know how to deal with it. So I think by blue side picking that early, like they did, I think that's going to actually work out very well for them in the bot lane.
Oh wow, and we will see the Xayah, this champion, not quite so new now. We've had a couple weeks with her, I believe, but definitely pretty strong in the hands of the right player. A few nerfs recently as she was a little overbearing, but what's your thoughts overall?
Xayah, I think, is a good solid champion despite the nerfs. You know, she's got that poke that goes through the minions. She can harass you from behind a full wave of minions and laugh at you. Then she can root you in place. And then it's like, oh, hey, guys, we can get her now. Nope, I'm going to go completely untargetable just to spite you. I still think it's definitely one of the most annoying champions that I go up against.
So now these picks, I'm pretty sure that these are going to be placeholders. I don't think that they're picking a Vayne top lane, but we'll have to see here. But I do think that these will be a couple placeholders, so we won't know quite what they're picking yet, as they'll be informing the enemy team before informing us. Something else to note is the club synergy across NKT T1, except for Bliss, who is an emergency sub, I believe. Yep, we will be going back to the lobby, and actually we see more synergy in the form of the icons, with NKT T1 taking the way of Chaos, and Free Baron taking the side of Order. Alright, so as we get back into these picks, hoping that's going to be a little bit faster, but with the 10-ban system, this could take us quite a while.
And the Teemo and the Vayne were placeholders for Twisted Fate and Kennen. So Twisted Fate and Kennen will be going to the blue side.
So now Free Baron looking to use some of that pressure with the Twisted Fate. With Karma and Caitlyn, there's going to be a lot of decent poke potential for that bot lane, possibly shoving NKT T1's bot lane in, so Twisted Fate could be making those map movements for a possible tower dive, but that's looking a little bit into the future now. The Kennen, I can't remember what their jungler was. I believe it was Warwick, yes.
Warwick.
Their fear is wise.
So Kennen actually combos fairly well with Caitlyn, because if you get enough stuns off as Kennen, then you can combo pretty well with the traps. Just any CC in general, but Kennen has it in such a large range and large AoE that it works out pretty well for him.
The downside of this comp for blue side is not enough tank. Yes, they have Warwick, but with Warwick, you want to catch that person out. You don't want to really be too much of a frontline tank. However, their team does, and looks like we have
Another
problem. So
we'll be getting to the game as soon as we can.
I apologize. We apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for these continued interruptions. I know the hype is there, and it's slowly starting to slide down as we keep going back to the draft screen.
Now everybody will be getting back into these picks. Actually, no. Bliss now has the club tag. It's just that it isn't shown inside of the Champion Select lobby for some reason. That's interesting.
Okay, I third time's a charm. We should be getting in this now, yeah?
Third time's a charm, but we can only hope so.
Well, third time's a charm isn't really a thing in Ascension eSports. It's more like the fifth or sixth time, but I have
Sure.
faith. I have faith.
If I must.
Hopefully we'll be getting through these bans slightly quicker. I'm not sure exactly what happened during the banning phase. Maybe they banned a champion that actually somebody was planning to pick. But we'll have to see. 10 bans. Harder to ban out a champion that nobody wants to pick at all. There's fewer of those overall.
Let's make tracks.
With that, Kennen will be picked here. We'll be seeing it as we were told by the placeholders. Kennen into Fiora matchup, actually, I've heard very good things about it. So, I believe that should be an 80 Kennen. That's more of the on-hit Kennen. That's more of the build that people have been adopting as of late.
Definitely a lot more sustain, it seems like. Personally, I have gone against it. I do not like going against it. Have I played it? No, I have not, so I really don't have any opinions on the backing behind it, but it is definitely devastating in the right hands.
If that 80 Kennen going to make Gamma Chaos is like quite a nightmare if played properly here. I've heard several things. I've had friends play the Fiora into Kennen matchup, and they have had quite a disparaging opinion about it.
We actually had that in an in-house recently, and the person playing Fiora was actually not a very happy person after the game.
Not a happy camper at all.
Not at all.
Hopefully you'll be able to deal with it this game, but we will be seeing some of the actually same bans here. Syndra and Shen, those with the previous bans in this pick phase as well.
So we are going to see the Zaya Thresh for red side and Caitlyn Karma for blue side. It's definitely going to be a very interesting bot lane. It could go either way.
So the Zaya really needs to be very careful about getting poked up by the Caitlyn, but with the range offered by, I believe, I don't actually remember the ability, the name of the ability, Double Daggers or something like that. She is able to CS from quite a distance. Thresh, however, having that lane presence and catching ability with the death sentence could spell doom for pocket cookies and pretty rad. We have to see how well Bliss plays this Thresh, because in the right hands it could be devastating and combos very well with the Zaya.
Definitely, it's gonna be, can blue side outpoke red side? Can red side make blue side misstep just once and capitalize on it?
Hopefully they will be able to do so, but we will be getting into the 3 minutes of pause time, or of buffer time rather, soon. Again, this is Ascension eSports Dragon League. This is our 4th season of this Infernal season, the one everybody's been waiting for, our longest and hopefully our best one yet this summer. Going to be looking to make this as good as we can. Again, it is me, Allspark, and Hubbalicious as your casters. If you want to take part in these leagues, you can head down to our subreddit /r/Ascension eSports, head to our Discord and our TeamSpeak. They're all linked below, I believe, and you can take part. This season will be quite long, however, subs are always needed, so always check us out there.
Everybody is welcome. The Infernal League, Dragon League, is normally, correct me if I'm wrong, Spark, Bronze, Silver.
Yep.
And then our Elder League, Gold to Diamond, correct?
It's gold to platinum.
Gold to Plat, okay. And then, everybody's welcome. All you gotta do is sign up. We can get you set up as a substitute, and if someone needs you, and call on you. Quite simple, easy to do. And you're more than likely gonna get in for a game as long as, you know, your schedule permits.
So, Hop, what's your opinion on these team comps? Which one do you favor? Just looking at them right now.
Just looking at them, like, I'm all for let's go full brutal damage, one person for the engage, just to get in there, cause some mayhem, while the rest of our team just straight destroys them. I'm loving the look on blue side. I really am.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. For myself, I really don't. The lack of tank line on the side of the blue side is kind of worrying when you're, especially when you're facing against an Echo who, unheated, can just kind of tear through that back line if at all possible. But given that it's an AD cannon and not sort of the more bursty AP cannon, I'm wondering how they're going to be able to get onto this Xayah if properly played. King Arya and Bliss being on that Thresh and Gragas, they have a lot of ways of peeling off, say, Keckle's Warwick going in. And Icy Storm playing AD cannon is quite a menace, but not as bursty as, say, an AP cannon. So, well, I do believe it's an AD cannon at least.
We'll find
We'll
out.
see how this works out.
I've definitely seen like a lot of top lane cannons lately. I've rarely see an AP cannon unless you see it in an ARAM or the Blood Moon event that's currently out. But I see more AD cannons now than I do AP cannons, and I'm like, what's this? And then I get destroyed by it. So. But I gotta give it to Red Side though. They do have a good front line. One, like, when it comes to team fights, Thresh lands a hook, goes in, Gragas splitting their team up, and Echo can just go in, pick whoever he wants off. I don't know. I think this is gonna be quite a slaughterfest.
All right, now without further delay, we will be getting into this loading screen, hopefully into game soon as well. This is a best of 3, remember, so all bets are off for this first game. The very first game of the season that it's going to be casted by us here. So we'll have to see what they're going to try here, whether or not these strategies are what they're going to be sticking to, or basically everybody's just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing whether or not it works. This is an important time in the team's development, whether or not they'll stick to this particular style, whether or not they'll adopt a different one, what type of style they might be able to even call their trademark. So now getting into this loading screen, it will be on the blue side. Icy Storm in the top lane, Keckle jungle, the Bashful Bard mid, Pocket Cookies AD carry, along with Pretty Rad on support for the side of Free Baron. And on the side of NKT T1K, we have Gamma Chaos top lane, King Arya jungle, Ariana Grande mid, and XX Pandemic XX and Bliss in the bot lane.
I'm excited for this scoop. Or Spark, are you excited?
They're calling scoop again.
Memes. Sorry, Spark.
Right.
I am so sorry. I hardly ever talk to you. Then your
I
name's
forgive you.
Spark. I am really excited and very apologetic right now. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good about this. I think it's going to be pretty good as well. These teams look solid, and I think that it's going to be good overall. So we see a couple masteries across the board. Pocket Cookies and Bliss repping those mastery 7s in the bot lane. Going to be facing against each other. So Bliss looks like he has some experience on this Thresh, which is a very scary thing, especially in this sort of skill level when it's a little bit harder, to play around the wave, a little bit harder to maybe position. So I have to wonder whether or not he's going to take full advantage of this, given that. We'll shortly be getting into game here. So actually, we do see a barrier being taken on Twisted Fate versus that Echo. He is quite afraid of getting popped by the likes of Ariana Grande, but I believe that the typical summoner seen on Twisted Fate is the Ghost, so you can get in and hit them with a pick a card. So the loss of that may be slightly considerable, but he's giving it up for the safety of his lane phase.
Now, coming out of Fountain here, we're not seeing really anybody coming out with anything spicy. Everything is basically what you would go for starting items.
I'm not entirely convinced on the whole Doran shield on this patch thing. So they did remove the health bot. Oh, it looks like an invade actually. Will be spotted out.
30 seconds until minions.
So it doesn't look like anything's going to come out of that, but I believe that Pandemic could have gotten away with a Doran shield here, possibly. Given the sheer poke potential of Pocket Cookies' Caitlyn and Pretty Rad's Karma. Well, something we will see though is Kekko has started with a rejuvenation bead rather than any type of pots. Gonna be rushing that Tiamat as fast as he can so he can just farm faster, farm safer, and get a decent damage boost as well.
Definitely, that's going to be helpful early on. Unfortunately, with the very early jungle clear, might be a little bit hectic for him. But with a good enough leash from Karma and Caitlyn, everything should be just fine.
Hopefully so, and now you'll be seeing these monster camps spawning very shortly. King Arya actually electing to start topside. Get a leash from Gamma Chaos. Oh, it looks like actually Bliss and Pandemic are going to be intentionally a little bit late to lane. So now that's good because if you look at it, now NKT, or rather Free Baron has no idea where King Arya has started here. I don't know if it's top or well, actually they depends on whether or not they look at the mana, but still not convincing evidence.
The blue warning symbol came out above red side's jungle there, indicating that they started on that side, but they still don't know, so that will actually probably work out pretty decently. They have no idea where Gragas is.
So Gragas is definitely able to be anywhere right now. He will be clearing a few camps, but I wonder whether or not he's going to go for any cheese earlier ganks. Something like, well, it's only level 3 already, so I suppose it's a pre-level 3 gank, is that the question. But at level 3, I wonder whether or not he's going to make anything happen mid or bot, as those are the only real possibilities at this point. Kekko, though, paying his way towards the top side.
Already looking for that early bite into the game.
However, the wave is pushed up quite a bit. He will settle for the counter jungle. Level 2 power spike being reached by both bot lanes, but Gamma Chaos looking for a trade and may have been enough warning to shoot. Uses that attack speed slow on the W and actually gets stunned up. Wow, there's actually a gank going on here. Pretty Rad having to flash off, and Kekko going in for the bite top lane, getting first blood. There's just action going on everywhere, but unfortunately, Free Baron's the only one that makes anything come out of it.
Still though, first blood on the jungler.
I actually did not see what was going on top lane because of a camera was showing bot lane at the time. But, I'm surprised they made that gank work out. Oh, but a hook lands onto Pretty Rad, and that will be the double root with the feathers, and that is Pretty Rad gone. Flash comes out from Pocket Cookies, and now he's in a little bit of a bad spot. Low health, low mana. What's he gonna do versus both of the bot laners of NKT T1? Some card lands, you can see a little bit of the trade. Ariana Grande not able to get the Z-Drive resonance, and Pocket Cookie is getting driven back from his tower.
And this is where Panda and Bliss want to be. They want to be pushing Caitlyn and Karma back as much as possible, with help from the Gragas as much as possible, trying to avoid as much as that early damage, trying to get to the mid to late game, just so they don't. How should I say it? Just so they don't lose the lane just from serious poke, which that's what that comp really focuses on. It's just poking the enemies out of lane.
Now, quite happy Pandemic will be as he backs and gets himself that Caulfield's Warhammer. Pocket Cookie's going to stay around and mop up whatever there is left of the wave. Hopefully he's going to be able to back again something good, but probably not going to be able to get that BF sword so many people covet on that first back on AD carry.
Now, top lane, Kennen having a pot and one long sword up on Fiora.
Building himself towards that Bork probably, but now Van Grande going in, getting stunned up under tower, does not take the second shot, which would have been his demise, but here's his demise. King Arya is here onto Bashful Bard. The parallel convergence does go down, but is not able to be procced. And Bashful Bard sending both King Arya and Ariana Grande back with their tails between their legs. Really
It looks like
Kekko.
Kekko here. It's going to try something. Quite possibly.
Eyes
Nope.
are red. He's looking for it. He's very, very, very deep in there. He's using his spear, but he does not land onto King Arya. Will take away his campstone. And King Arya is quite behind now. Actually, he's a little ahead on CS, but after this. Oh yeah, the Tiamat already having been picked up by Keckle. He's farming up pretty strong now.
Yeah, definitely seeing the strong lanes here. Red side bot lane definitely putting up a fight. This Kennen in the Fiora though. Kennen having a level up on the Fiora.
Oh, going in for the stun, but actually sidesteps barely the repose. That was actually very well played by Icy Storm. Very, very nearly towards getting himself stunned up there. Bliss walking up, lands the stun onto Pocket Cookies. Pocket Cookies does not get rooted, but here's Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande goes and gets the parallel conversion stun. And now what's pretty rad going to do? He's exhausted under tower. Bliss is tanking, but here's some action. We got top lane, Icy Storm getting ganked, flashes away, but Keckle's killed Panda, and now Gamma Chaos is turning, gotten himself onto Icy Storm. Just so much going on all around here. Top lane goes, bot lane gets a kill. And that's a 1 for 2 overall for the side of Free Baron.
Definitely it just seems like as soon as something goes down bot lane, top lane and bot lane just seem to be going at the same time. The camera doesn't know what to do.
Astral Bird making quite good use of that Destiny. However, he did arrive second there. Ariana Grande having picked up that kill onto Pocket Cookies before Astral Bird even got there. Perhaps probably should have been more proactive with the Destiny and gotten there before Ariana Grande, given that the roaming potential of a TF should quite outscale, or should quite, how do I say, it should be better than an Echo's at any rate.
Hold it, partner.
Now Keckle 2-0 with that Tiamat, looking quite strong here.
It looks like there's going to be a huge grouping up mid.
Pocket Cookies is here. That's a 4-man, but they're not going to find Ariana Grande. King Arya shows his face, but nothing really going to come out of that. They, following the Free Baron won't lose too much though. The wave was being freezed anyways, so should be fine. CS looking pretty even across the board. The most disparaging is Astral Bard having about 10 CS up on his laning opponent Ariana Grande, but that makes sense given that Ariana Grande is playing that melee range echo.
Not much in the way of gold lead here at almost 9 minutes, just a 300, 200 gold difference. Kills are even. First tower still up.
9 minutes into this game, doesn't look like we're going to be seeing the first brick too soon, but Keckle showing his way towards the top side, getting that ping forward. He did reveal himself, however, so now ping's coming out on the side of NKT T1. They want this dragon, but King Arya decides not to engage onto it quite just yet.
It looks like for the moment everyone's just kind of calmed down for a second, trying to get the farm back up. Trying to get their next items or get waves set up for ganks.
And so now as we watch, we see actually the CS gap widening. Top lane, if you look at that, that's another 10, roughly 10 CS lead right there after Fiora mops up these last 3 minions, yep. It's not quite land onto Pocket Cookies. But however, that Pocket Cookies is down CS to Pandemic, which really shouldn't be happening considering that he's playing Caitlyn and having that extra range at which to CS from. The pressure being put out from Bliss is just very, very significant.
Very.
The Pandemic and Bliss just taking the opportunity to shove in whenever they can, and the hook lands onto Pretty Rat. There goes the box, and Pretty Rat actually flashes over it. Good flash by him.
Keckle trying to make a play there mid. Doesn't get anything off of it.
Ariana Grande spots him. Parallel Convergence goes in, but he's not going to find it. Gamma Chaos trying to fight Hook lands onto Kekko. There go the feathers. There goes the root. Suppress is still going, but Ariana Grande takes him out easily. Now, sorry, had a little bit of cough there.
But Kekko going down to Ariana Grande there, that's really good for the red side here.
Fiora in the top lane, Explosive Barrel who's out.
Blue side asking for some assistance in the bot lane. Kekko on the way. But I don't think he's going to make it in time. I think that's going to be first tower for red side.
Looks like it will be, but here comes TF, and that's the stun going down onto Pandemic. Takes the Lantern, nearly gets out. Oh, but I do say nearly. Kekko is now here. Not land the Q from the Soul Flare from Karma. And are they going to look to dive this tower? No, they do not. Actually, that's two different types of teleportation used, and now that team, NKT T1, looking to make a play on the top side for that tower. Yeah, Pandemic and Bliss looking to try and hold that bot tower if at all possible. But what hopes do they have against 5 members of Free Baron? Does look like they're going to have to give this one up, but in the meantime, NKT T1's Gamma Chaos and King Arya are taking the top lane tower, and Ariana Grande is getting damage onto the mid lane one as well.
And with that tower down, Free Baron is going to look to get this dragon.
Just a lot of different types of teleportation used to get into that fight, but they didn't even get the kill onto either Pandemic or Bliss. It's a teleport and Destiny used for basically just a tower. And they lost one as well, so...
A lot of resources dedicated to just get a tower and
they do get the dragon, however. But if Gamma Chaos and King Arya do pick up this Rift Herald, that will be quite good for them. Ariana Grande now trying to zone them off of this Herald, making sure his teammates have time to do it. The Bliss has found Kekko. I'm gonna try and make the engage, see whether or not the hook lands. A little bit of a standoff going on here. Icy Storm gets knocked up by the body slam. Parallel Convergence goes out, but it's not going to stun anybody. But now they're going on to King Arya. Icy Storm is going in with the slicing. Maelstrom gets King Arya. Ariana Grande having to use the Chrono Break to get out. Gamma Chaos takes down Icy Storm, and now he's got the heal field. But does he have a way out? He does not. But Bliss is coming with the means. Coming in with the play, with the box, and now that's 4 members of 3, and they're just getting annihilated. Gamma Chaos going in. Gamma Chaos having no mana. Kekko running for his life. Can he make it out? Lucky Vital proc. Does he have it? Smite goes down. Oh, it's so close. And he does get taken out by the lunge. Overall, that is a 4 for nothing. And that is a Herald still being had by NKT T1.
Definitely a huge play here for red side. Herald is going to go down in the top lane. They're going to get a free tower off of this, no doubt.
That's just a giant tempo shift we see there from the previously even gold, but now we see 14 minutes and 30 seconds into this game, 5-8 in favor of NKT with a 3k gold lead.
Gamma Chaos picking up, now sitting at 4 kills. That's a Fiora that you don't want to deal with.
Now they're just brute forcing the mid lane tower as well. They're just taking whatever they want on this map. It is a 4 towers to 1 with all the outers of Free Baron having been taken by NKT.
Just absolute huge game swinging play right there for
Now Ariana
them.
Grande looking to make another one. Doesn't get the GZ drive resonance. He does have that blue buff 2-0-2, having that Mercury Treads as well to reduce stun time of the Bashful Bard. Icy Storm is decently ahead, so, but I'm not sure whether or not he's still able to 1v1 Gamma Chaos. We'll have to see. But now Kekko finding himself in a little bit of a 1v2. Utterly picked off there. Really squishy right now on this Warwick. Now Aryan Grande getting himself stunned up. Not really much going to result from that, however. Icy Storm's just going to keep splitting. Hopefully, he'll be able to draw more than one top, and so that his team gets the opportunity. But this is spotted out. See whether or not they can still make the engage onto Icy Storm. He's still kind of caught out. Have to make his way. Dodges the death sentence very well, actually. Well played by Icy Storm.
No, we see a lot of red side focusing mid and top, pushing that back so they can probably set focus down on the bot 2 towers.
Yeah, hopefully Free Baron are going to be able to get themselves a few more objectives to get themselves back into this game. It's not a loss, however. Caitlyn has an Infinity Edge. They are nearing towards getting some of their items here. Maybe be a little stronger for the next fight.
Yeah, we do see a lot of the vision control ward in Free Baron's jungle.
Oh, but Kekko goes in with the ultimate, but now that's 2 being caught up in the bot, and now they're just getting absolutely demolished. Bliss taking the kill on that one. King Arya, though, being demolished under his own tower, and now NKT a little caught between a rock and a hard place. Bliss goes in for the kill. Bashful Bard doesn't get the strong part. This fight's just a massive. Bliss gets killed off. Gamma Chaos is in there. Slicing Maelstrom used to ward the NKT T1 off. But now Ariana Grande is going back in the fight. Free Rad trying to help his team out. That's 2 for 3 currently in favor of Free Baron. But Ariana Grande looking to make it more. He's nearly full health. Has that chrono break. And there's very few damage dealers left on the side of Free Baron. This is 2 that are currently at their doorstep.
And this is what we wanted to see in this league this season, was just a lot of hype, a lot of death and destruction, a lot of good plays coming out from NKT, I'm sorry.
NKT playing around that Zaya just having that AoE with the feathers and doing so much damage. Actually opting to get a second BF sword rather than immediately start an attack speed item. I believe they should maybe be going for an Infinity Edge actually with that. Should SSJIV straight into an Infinity Edge.
I agree. I do believe that is what she'll be doing. She does have the attack speed boots and a dagger.
Zaya already innately having that attack speed buff means that it's maybe slightly less important, but now looking to engage onto King Arya, using that body slam, and he does get out with half of his HP, but Infernal Drake having been started up, we'll see whether or not NKT are going to be able to seal this one away. They are making movements towards the Dragon Pit, but now Pocket Cookie is getting engaged on by Gamma Chaos. He needs to get some help here. Gamma Chaos is running loose in the back line, but Icy Storm taking out King Arya, but now he's found himself in a little bit of a bad situation. Ariana Grande did not hit the parallel convergence, and now Bashful Bard not anywhere nearby with no destiny. Can they save Pocket Cookies at all here? Ariana Grande comes in and says nope, but actually no. Gamma Chaos does actually take him out. Never mind. Alright, well, I was hoping he would get out for a second, but apparently not. It's a 2 for 1 overall.
Definitely a lot of commitment coming from NKT when it comes to their kills and their objectives. They are not letting Free Baron have anything at all this game.
And Bashful Bard kind of not really in the best position during that fight. He was towards the top side of the map when the Dragon Dance first started, and with no destiny, he had to walk across the entire map just to stun Ariana Grande when the fight was already over. So they didn't have him for basically the entirety of that fight. Taking the Infernal Dragon as well, that'll mean that it's an Ocean to Infernal.
At 20 minutes and all this hypiness, we still see that the gold lead is not even over 4K yet. It's still in the 3.4K area.
Yep, and Free Baron having that Caitlyn and Karma means that if they just farm up and get this late game, they could potentially have the edge here. It depends really, but Fiora is a monster late game. You have to remember that. And Xayah is definitely no slouch, but it really comes down to pocket cookies, I think. What do you think that Free Baron has to do to try and get themselves back into this up?
I really think Free Baron needs to just do a kite and poke. We see a lot of them just either not really kite and poke, but just running. You're not seeing a whole lot of Caitlyn nets coming out and getting that extra head shut off. You're not seeing when they're running away. You don't see too many Karma W's coming out to snare that frontline enemy. That's going to be essential for saving that one person of your team.
We'll have to see whether or not they can play these fights better. Icy Storm though, since he doesn't have the ability to one-shot everybody with his ultimate when he goes in, his ultimate really is stunning him for a moment. But now speaking of stunning, Gamma Chaos getting stunned on his own. Mantra Defiance coming out to try and get onto him. The stun comes out, the suppress comes in, exhaust. They are holding no. They're barring no hold. Wait, actually, I forgot how the saying goes. No holds barred. That's it. All right, and they get the kill onto Gamma Chaos. I couldn't think of what it was for a second there. Ultimate comes out onto Bliss. We'll see whether or not they can do anything with the 20 seconds that Gamma Chaos is dead. Oh, but Ariana Grande going in on Icy Storm, maybe not in the best position. Decerux is barely not connecting, but Bliss gets himself stunned up. Ariana Grande threatening on the side, making sure they can't go in on his friend. And now Free Baron playing very tentatively, even though they have the numbers advantage for the time being.
I would like to point out something that a lot of low elos really don't pay attention to. There is a huge vision war going on between NKT and Free Baron right now.
There are also two pink wards in one brush, but they'll be taken out by Bliss.
A little extra gold never hurt anybody, huh?
That is true. With a Logit rush, Bliss onto that brush, looking to help his team out. Meanwhile, Pretty Rad not having finished a major item yet, actually, besides his own Eye of the Watchers.
And that's another turret down.
Oh, but Gamma Chaos going in onto the Bashful Bard. Oh, he's 1v5. Can he take him out and get the... Oh, no, he cannot. He gets stunned off, killed, and now that is another pre-pick onto him, essentially. But now, NKT looking to pressure onto the bot side. We'll have to see whether or not Free Baron are going to do anything with this set timer, because for the time being, it is a 4v5. Oh, but now Bashful Bard gets stunned off, hit up, and now he's dead. That is a one-for-one trade. But now, pings coming out by Free Baron onto the Baron. Interesting. No Mountain Dragon on them, and with only Warwick and Caitlyn as the primary damage that goes onto this Baron, I wonder whether or not they'll be able to take this. Warwick does have an insane amount of health regen and lifesteal, so that will probably be able to be done, but it will take him a long time. Meanwhile, NKT is taking that bot side tower for themselves. 5k HP is the Baron Nashor, and Keklo is having some second thoughts. Summoner Heal is burned, 3.5k, Defiance is used, 2.8k, and Keklo's regenerating a lot. Teleport is used by Icy Storm. That's one execution by the Baron Nashor. Icy Storm is still on it. Keklo's back and he's saying no, don't do it, but it's at 400 HP. They do get the Baron, but here comes Gamma Chaos, and Gamma Chaos is looking to mop up the fight. Gamma Chaos goes in, gets stunned, flashes in for the launch, gets suppressed, and are they going to turn it and kill him? Gamma Chaos turning back, getting the kill, taking out Keklo, but now NKT have taken the bottom lane inhibitor tower. Oh my goodness, instant flash by both Pandemic and Bashful Bard, and Bashful Bard getting rooted up, making sure he can't Destiny in. Ariana Grande coming in for the D-Drive Resonance, doesn't quite get it, and now he's got to reconsider. And that was just one hectic turn of events.
Now we definitely see both teams fighting Free Baron, fighting for survival in this game. and B, NKT fighting to secure a victory.
And I think that Baron, other than just the lack of damage, they did as much as they could to take it down, but Keckle towards the end, just kind of recalling instead of helping his team with the Baron, and not even smiting it. If Galakias had just flashed over the wall instead of just checking, there could have been the potential for a steal there, so I'm not sure why Keckle was just backing.
There actually was a flash from Keckle to get some health back, but it just wasn't enough. I think in his mind, it just wasn't enough to keep him alive to fight the Baron.
But even then, he was getting a little bit pumped, but we'll see. Titanic Hydra being finished by him along with SNL, so he's a little bit tankier now. More able to soak up damage as this Warwick. Now 12 to 15 at 26 minutes in, still with a 3k, roughly 4k gold lead for the side of NKT. And now Pain's coming out onto the Infernal Dragon by Free Baron. Will be free.
Now, this is what you were talking about with the whole Caitlyn starting to scale. We're definitely seeing a lot of damage coming out of the Caitlyn now. That dragon was taking a lot, an Infernal nonetheless. That is with an Infernal and a Baron behind Free Baron now. We might actually see this game get turned completely around.
Now Keckle popping the W, I believe. Going in, suppressing onto Bliss, but he got the flash. But Bashful Bard finding himself in the back line, kind of. And now this is a very hectic fight in a very narrow corridor. But Kamaka Cookies gets hooked up, flashes out. King Arya is now being threatened, stunned off, killed, and now Pandemic's on the run. Stun card ready by Bashful Bard, gets hooked up here. Stun lands, but where's his team? Bashful Bard saying, I thought you guys were with me, and now he's got to run for his own life. Redemption goes down, wild cards go down, and now Bliss is being taken out. That is a 4-0 as Arania Grande is trying to get onto this mid lane tower. Will he find it? Destiny goes down, and they're not done. They're looking for the clean ace. Will he be able to flee from the Ariana Grande? Some card goes in, Bashful Bard trying to get it, Chrono break back in, and Ariana Grande is just wasting so much time here.
Which is really what he needs to do right now, is to waste their time. They need to wait out this Baron buff. Now that we see that Free Baron can take NKT on in a team fight, NKT needs to be more on the defensive now. The Free Baron is now starting to catch up with them and has actually surpassed them in kills now, and the gold deficit has gone from almost 4k down to 700 gold, period.
Yeah, definitely coming back into this game. These fights are just not going in their way. It seems that like the combination of Bashful Bard's stuns, Icy Storm stuns, Keckle's suppress, there's so many ways for them just to take down everybody one by one. But speaking of taking down somebody, Icy Storm finding himself a little bit caught on this top side. Will he be able to get away from King Arya? Explosive Barrel is available. He does have it, is locked in. Icy Storm finding himself behind enemy lines 1v4, and that is a free kill for the side of NKT. I think another part of it is that King Arya has gone for the Runic Echoes into Iceful Gauntlet, making him really suspicious. He has armor, but that's about it. He has no health whatsoever. And having no health is really just a no-go, because as this Gragas, having the Fiora, a carry top laner, an assassin mid laner, and a fairly hard carry AD carry, he needs to be tanky rather than trying to go for this personal damage, because if he gets melted, really, it's not helping his team at all. But actually, it's kind of a weird call being made here. Pocket Cookies and Bashful Bard are over on the bot side of the map trying to get an inhib tower, but inhib has already been taken by NKT, along with another inhibitor tower. Bashful Bard trying to get what he can, but that's another inhibitor being taken, and NKT are threatening all three inhibitors right here. Keckle goes in, misses the suppress, the infinite duress not going to be hitting, but Pocket Cookies takes down King Arya. Meanwhile, Gamma Chaos getting some quality time with that top lane inhibitor. That's a double kill for Pocket Cookies, but Gamma Chaos will be taking the inhibitor. That's 2 down for NKT, or rather 2 down on the side of Free Baron. Bashful trying to redeem himself and get onto Pandemic, but an excellent use of the Blast Cone gets him away. That was just an awful call all around. That's 2 inhibitors for an inhib tower, and then a couple of kills are being traded around.
Definitely not a very questionable call. However, despite the 2 inhibs going down, Free Baron did pick up a couple kills and did open up an inhib. I still think that they're feeling like they're kind of behind, but what they don't realize is that they've caught up. The gold is now even. The only difference is they have 2 kills up on NKT. They are down 2 inhibitors and down an Ocean Dragon, which is pretty inconsequential right now. But we have Baron coming up here soon, so I expect to see a fight around that.
Yeah, I think thinking like they're still behind is very relevant here because, you know, sending Papa Cookies and Bashful Bard balling and not backing, trying to go ahead with the split. They've won the past 2 5v5 team fights, and they're not going for it. Instead, trying to go for some kind of split push strategy. Sun goes down onto King Arya, and look at what I'm talking about him having no tank stats. He's already gone dead to the ace in the hole, and now Kekko finding his way out of the fight. Ariana Grande popping the temporal parallel convergence. Now, Bashful Bard trying to threaten with these Sun cards, but now Gamma Chaos being the split pusher, threatening the last inhibitor of Free Baron.
Both teams are, at this point in time, are going to have to play very carefully here.
Bashful Bard will be okay. Ariana Grande looking to make something happen on the side, and everybody's just kind of dancing around the base. Gamma Chaos trying to get in position, but his wave being dismantled by the enemy team. Now, with a completed Lord Dominic's regards, Pocket Cookies' Caitlyn should be able to just melt everybody. We saw him blow apart King Arya, but King Arya is not much of a tank in the first place.
We do, however, see
hold on.
the
Something cool is about to happen. Alright, hold on. I want you to look at Kennen CS and Flame Horizon.
Oh, wow.
Icy Storm is now 100 CS up on Gamma Chaos, but Gamma Chaos having the Ravenous Hydra, Black Cleaver, BS Sword, he's still very relevant in these fights. Or he's as a split pusher, rather. But Icy Storm's Kennen, look at that. Bork, Frozen Mallet, Runons, and GA.
Unkillable Kennen right there.
And now Gamma Chaos making himself relevant by taking down that Mountain Dragon solo. And oh, we see a little bit of a fight here. Bashful Bard not quite able to get him with the stun card. He does have flash up, so next time that he has the opportunity, he can flash in and stun a priority target. There is no QSS on the side of NKT for Pandemic or otherwise. And it's just such a threat when you have a TF with stun card, like being boosted by Defiance's speed up towards you, and then also potentially having flash. Now, Icy Storm in the bot side, they started NKT onto the Baron, but now Ariana Grande is kind of 1v3. Doesn't get hit by the stun card, it's barely in range, and he does get stunned up. No trap placed under him quite just yet, but he ulted and takes out Pocket Cookie, and that's a 3-man Kennen ulti in the pit. Speaking of in the pit, that's 2 double redemptions. This fight is going absolutely insane. But Icy Storm's taken out, his GA popped, and that's a triple kill for Ariana Grande. That is a 5-4-0. Alone, 5-for-1 rather, with the Baron being taken by NKT, and that should spell the end of the game. These fights going so well up until this point. What happened there? It just we were kind of coming back, and then Free Baron just couldn't find it.
Well, this whole game, it looked like NKT was going to win it straight from the get-go, and then Free Baron said they weren't having any of that, and then it just turned into NKT doing that final push and just calling it a good day.
Now 35 minutes into the game, NKT T1K finding the first win in this best of 3 versus Free Baron.
Definitely a very spicy game. A lot of good plays, a lot of mistakes, but we will definitely have to see who learns and who doesn't.
Now, stats are kind of not loading for me here. Hold on.
All right, well, looking at the damage charts, Kennen having the most at 24,639, followed up by the Twisted Fate with 20,097. That's just for free Baron. On the side of NKT, the only person who broke 20k was Zaya at 22,000.
Wow.
And you made mention Gragas not tanky at all. Gragas didn't do hardly any damage, least damage in the game with only 6,696.
Yeah, I feel like coming into this game, if they're going to be picking that Gragas, they need to really go for more of the team supporty, tanky type. They really need to look at who their damage choices.
They really needed a tank. If Gragas had been more tanky there, I believe a lot of those team fights that went wrong for NKT would not have happened. You would have actually had a frontline tank disrupting the front line and the back line, because Gragas can do both. And just completely just that, I think that with the Gragas tank, it would have been a slaughter fest on the side of NKT there.
And then again, they did end up coming out with the win, but hopefully going to be altering the strategy a little bit here. And yeah, we'll have to see what they do coming into the next game. Remember, this is a best of 3, and Free Baron is in no way done yet. We'll have to see what they do here. They will get side select for this next game.
I think we're definitely going to see both teams mixing their switching their strategies to try to counter each other. They've gotten a feel for each other this match, but I definitely think we're going to see a lot more defensiveness on both teams.